As Uganda Airlines prepares to propel its wings into the volatile skies, it will find the regional industry saddled with loss-making, high costs and protectionist policies. African airlines are expected to report a $300 million net loss in 2019, according to the International Air Transport Association IATA, as Ethiopian Airlines remains the only profitable. How does the revived airline hope to break even in a sluggish industry with low passenger numbers? The remaining 2 of 4 CRJ-900 Bombardier aircraft government ordered from Canada's Bombardier Aerospace for the revival of the Uganda Airlines are expected in the country between July and September this year. The CRJ-900s, with a seating capacity of 76 passengers each, were specifically recommended by the feasibility study for the revival of the national carrier. The feasibility study was undertaken by the National Planning Authority. According to the study, after a comparative technical evaluation of the different types of aircraft, based on, among others, market suitability, aircraft cost, efficiency and reliability, the CRJ-900s, which fly up to 6 hours, were deemed the most appropriate for the airline's revival, specifically to ply the regional market. According to the airline's company executives, the revival is in 2 phases. Phase 1 will consolidate the regional market, particularly focusing on East, Southern Africa, Central and North Africa, while Phase 2 will focus on long-haul flights. The regional market includes 18 destinations such as Nairobi, Kigali, Bujumbura, Goma, Kinshasa, Kisangani, Goma, Dar es Salaam, Mombasa, Kilimanjaro, Juba, Khartoum, Mogadishu, Hargeisa, Johannesburg, Addis Ababa, Lusaka, Harare, and Zanzibar. Currently, there are 3 main competitors in this market: Kenya Airways, which has the most frequency to Entebbe Airport, Rwanda Air, and Ethiopian Airlines. Phase 2 for the long-haul flights will commence between December 2020 and January 2021, when the 2 Airbus A330-800 neos ordered from the French aeronautic manufacturer Airbus are expected to be delivered. The government has so far made a down payment of 74 billion shillings on the 2 Airbus A330-800 neos. The main competitors in the long-haul market are Ethiopian Airlines, Kenya Airways, South African Airways, Emirates Airlines, KLM, Egypt Air, Turkish Airlines, and others. Some of the destinations in the long-haul market include London, Dubai, Brussels, Doha, Mumbai, Lagos, and Johannesburg. In total, the government says it has 47 bilateral air services agreements with other countries around the world where the Uganda Airlines can fly to, and which can, in turn, designate airlines to fly to Uganda. In the months leading to the collapse of the old Uganda Airlines in May 2001, it was revealed that at the time, some of the country's airline routes had been sold. However, the Uganda National Airlines Company Limited technical advisor Conwell Mulea says this is false.
There were no routes that were sold. The routes belong to the country. And the traffic rights, each nation has a full control of its own traffic rights. So Uganda's traffic rights belong to the state of Uganda. It belongs to the people of Uganda, and they cannot be sold. They can only be, let me say, allocated to different players based on permissions and bilateral relations and applications by the designated airlines of other countries.
The revived national carrier will trade as Uganda Airlines under the holding company, Uganda National Airlines Company Limited, different from the old one established by President Idi Amin Dada. The Uganda Airlines Corporation, which was grossly mismanaged and eventually liquidated 18 years ago. According to the feasibility study, The national carrier will play a critical role in tourism development and promotion, export growth, and investment in various priority sectors. The study also highlighted that the national carrier will facilitate significant direct foreign exchange savings to the country through cheaper air transport for both passengers and cargo. The feasibility study detailed that Uganda loses about 2 trillion shillings or 540 million US dollars annually in form of higher transport costs, including extra charges to passengers originating and terminating at Entebbe Airport. The presumption, therefore, is that once both regional and international markets have been established, Uganda Airlines would create a direct net present value economic benefit of about 2.8 trillion shillings or 580 million US dollars after taking care of all the investment and operating costs in a period of just 15 years. Mulea told NTV that they have developed a robust business plan that includes a blueprint on how the new airline will break even.
Good enough, we have selected the best aircraft for regional operation, which is modern and comfortable. So in terms of product, it will compete. What we have got to make sure is that our service standards are very high and comparable with other carriers, if not better. We have got to schedule it to have the right timings, to allow the right frequencies for people to be able to get in and out of Entebbe with minimum inconvenience, and we bring them back. We also make sure that in terms of safety standards, in terms of our relationships with regulatory authorities, in terms of our punctuality, the discipline, to have a professional service.
Break even. Speaking at the receiving of the first 2 bombardier aircraft last month, President Museveni suggested a 4-pronged business approach to make the business work and specifically to cash in on the 2 trillion shillings Uganda supposedly loses to airlines of other countries.
What will now happen if a tourist can fly direct from London to Entebbe? From Guangzhou in China to Entebbe, because the Airbus will go direct to China. From Amsterdam to Entebbe. From, of course, Dubai. I think Dubai will be handled by this one here. Dubai is like the part of the region. The Addis Ababas, all those will be handled by this one. But the international will handle the other ones. Now, when I looked at the figures, I found that Ugandans were spending $400 million a year.
However, Ramadan Gobi, an economist, contests this theory.
To succeed on that, then you should reverse, first of all, the economic system, which is using. You can't use a free market enterprise and you expect to as well direct people to do certain things the way you want. He has to go back to regulation. If you can regulate the economy, you can also succeed in regulating the aviation industry.
Mulea said they looked at the numbers which formed the basis for this demand-driven business plan.
Primary duty is to offer connectivity to Ugandans. So this is their airline, and it is important that the airline services them with the quality, dedication, and service standards that they expect. So that is what we are set to offer. All those good feel factors for mission, vision, those are part of the branding aspects which we are working on, which we shall, as I said, at the appropriate time, be able to publicize and show exactly what it stands for.
Airline feasibility study suggested that overall, this variation in ticket pricing gives a passenger consumer surplus of 1.3 million shillings or $360 with the existence of a national carrier. When this is applied to the 1.5 million passengers through Entebbe International Airport annually, it is an equivalent of 2 trillion shillings or 549 million US dollars per annum. This is the consumer surplus, that is transport cost savings to passengers with the availability of a national carrier per annum. Gobi suggests that the airline should prioritize cargo haulage to tap into the country's export and import business.
Planes which carry more cargo than passengers, because that airline to compete in the region, most of the people who would now fly in the region, they are traders carrying, their merchandise, more than those who are just flying around. With the exception of government people and NGOs and so on, there are very few private individuals who fly in the region, except those who are trading.
Airlines worldwide make money mainly through passengers and cargo operations. According to the airline's revival study, performance of exports and imports is critical to the performance of the airline industry. For example, in 2010, exports generated total income of 48 billion shillings with an annual average of 9 million shillings. The performance indicates an increasing trend compared to the period 2005 to 2009 with a total export income of 31 billion shillings. The key leading export products included coffee, flowers, tea, fish and its products, and tobacco, among others. The direction of exports was primarily to the common market for Eastern and Southern Africa COMESA trading bloc and elsewhere, mainly to the United Arab Emirates, Netherlands, United Kingdom, and Belgium. On the other hand, imports during the same period, 2010 to 2014, amounted to 82 billion shillings. The performance indicates an increasing trend compared to the period 2005 to 2009, with a total import income of 50 billion shillings. These improving export-import trends indicate optimistic prospects for airline cargo traffic. The flowery numbers aside, Jackson Jirua, the former commercial manager of the old Uganda Airlines until 1995, said, "For the new business to stand a chance, management has to get everything right."
First, we need to know the wants and needs of our customers, the passengers. What do they need? How do they perceive our product? All right? We need to package the product so that it is appealing to the traveling public, basically the Ugandan public. And number two, government, we can make it compulsory that government travel is on Uganda Airlines.
Similarly, questions have been floated about the available plans to get back the lucrative ground handling business, which was skimmed off from the old Uganda Airlines Corporation. Mulea said they have a plan in the offing.
So this airline, this is a new airline, so it's a new company, so it's breaking into the market. So like any new carrier, you have to appeal to your markets. And there are tools that you use to make sure you have market outreach. In planning for this project, we saw that the need was there for Ugandans because Ugandans were not being properly served in terms of timetable and scheduling, in terms of service, in terms of frequency to all these markets that you're going. So that's the starting point. If we can put the right frequency, good enough, we have selected the best aircraft for regional.
With last month's arrival of the first 2 CRJs as a requirement by the regulatory authority, Civil Aviation Authority, for the revival of the airline, management is racing against time as it seeks to launch its inaugural commercial flight expected in August. But before that comes, there is a litany of processes that the new airline must satisfy, leading to issuance of its Air Operator Certificate, a certificate authorizing an airline operator to carry out specified commercial air transport operations. These processes include formal application, document evaluation, and demonstration and inspection for the air operator certificate, which has already been undertaken, proper operating premises, trained staff, maintenance providers, tools and equipment, as well as structures, processes, and systems to enable the safe and secure operation of international commercial flights.
The rest of it now is up to the shareholders, the board and management to make it a success. So it's an implementation issue at this stage, a skills issue to make sure that the best people and managers are here to make this plan succeed.
While the sky is the limit for the new national carrier, like the saying goes, it is not done until it's done.